Mariah went on her way. She was just about ready to answer the call of the casino. Maybe take advantage of those complimentary drinks those chicks in the tight slacks were serving. That's what a high-roll Vegas fat cat like her would deserve after all. But then she saw it. The only thing special enough to make her snap her head back and stop. Jesus Saves! A license plate nailed to the top of a wooden display. Nothing particularly special to Mariah. She saw them on the road every day and often used them fraudulently, depending on which county they were in, if they had a warrant out for one. But to Tess, these rectangular wonders were treasures. But what would make this license plate special to Tess was the sunflower slapped in the middle of it, shining through the black text like a sunbeam. It was perfect for her. Flat eyes always got slightly less flat past fields of them growing on the side of the road. Sunflower wallpapers, sunflower seeds at gas stations. It was the only thing the kids seemed to identify with more than the red, white, and blue itself. The state in question? The far land of Kansas. A place so foreign to Mariah that she often doubted the legitimacy of its existence. Now, Mariah wasn't an expert on the geographical makeup of the United States, or most things really. But she had bonked her head on enough of Tessa's wind chimes to know which one she did and didn't own. And Kansas was one of the several missing. Mariah marched over to the booth until she was close enough to smell the sticks of burning incense wafting from it.
Hey.
She called into the booth. It was bigger than the others. She called into the booth. It was bigger than the others, the top bleeding into the row behind it. The inside had an assortment of rugs and tapestries draped around it, knickknacks on display. It looked like a shop that had been standing in the same bazaar for generations and would be there for even longer.
I said hey!
What a wonderful kind of day!
That's an awful reference from PBS. I just called it. She was standing up from behind a stack of boxes. A man with a vape pen dangling from his mouth coughed out a greeting to Mariah.
Sorry for the delay in service, sister. Still unpacking some artifacts, it would seem.
Mariah's nose wrinkled. She squinted into the man's retro sunglasses, but couldn't make out anything past the frames.
I freak. How much for the license plate?
I'm selling a license plate?
The man craned his head out from the booth and looked up. His curly hair bobbed at the slightest movement.
Oh, guess I am.
Mariah dug out her $20 bill, ready to cough it over and get her change, but the vendor shooed it away.
Nuh-uh. I'm afraid that's not how things roll here, sister.
Who doesn't like cash? You some kind of commie?
Mariah is the most American. I hate her for it. He folded his hand and pointed both index fingers up.
Read the signs from above.
She looked up and did her best to sound out the words carved into the wood sign in sloppy bubble letters.
Silent auction. Silent auction? What the hell is that?
Silent auction?
Signs, plural.
She looked up again, this time at the other sign, tacked onto the bottom of the first.
Oh. I don't get it.
Sis, you know how to hold a pen, right?
Haven't done that in a while, but I probably still do.
And you know how to use it?
Skating on thin ice, buddy.
Lake ain't that deep, 'cause that's all you need.
He slid out a sheet of paper from beneath the table and plopped a pen taped to a hawk feather right alongside it.
Just write down how much you think it's worth. Get it?
The cog wheels in Mariah's head turned and rattled. She looked at the rows on the paper, a column for bids and a column for notes. It still took several more seconds before she got it.
So some leech could swing by once I leave and outbid me?
But ain't that how auctions work?
Mariah was immediately suspicious. Anything that couldn't be claimed as her own through will or skill was a scam as far as she was concerned. That's how she's American. And with only $20 to her name, the quiet tug of restraint called to her. But what was the restraint except the excuse of useless pansies too afraid to act? Nothing! It didn't exist, not to Mariah. Especially not when there was the risk of Tess turning into a slug.
Fine, but if this is a farce, you're roadkill!
She held the pen in her fist like a knife and carved the starting price into the first row.
Oh, only $1? You're killing me here, sis!
She thrusted the tip of the pen at him.
If this thing is a hoax, you're gonna wish I actually did!
I hear ya.
Really, he didn't. He grabbed an egg timer from the end of the table and rounded it. The continuous ticking began.
Auction time is 60 minutes. Best of luck to ya.
Keep your luck and give it to any sap who tries to get in on this. They're the ones who'll need it.
Mariah gave him one last scowl, then slithered away, pushing her hands deep inside the pockets of her jumpsuit. She'd be back soon. 59 minutes remained. I looked back at Amber once, then head inside. She looked so confused and helpless out there, all by herself. Of course she does. I just got angry and stormed off. It's mean, but there's a big part of me that's actually happy that she is. How gross is that? But at least now she can feel it, too. What's it like to have no idea what the person you love is thinking? Maybe that was a little too harsh, though. Gah! Whatever. Can't focus on nasty stuff right now. Gotta find some kind of gift for Tess. No matter what happens, this is her birthday, and we need to be here for her. And how sad she's been lately, we need to find something that would perk her right up. I slip into the crowd and follow the pretty girls in costumes until I'm deep inside the vendor hall. The further I get, the more it feels like the booths and tops are multiplying. The people too. There's enough sweat in here that I feel like I could actually drown in it. This might be harder than I thought, Tess, but I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Fortunately, after treasure hunts and festivals, navigating crowds is easy peasy for me now. Amber would probably disagree if she were here, but I think I'm quite the expert at it now. Thank you very much. I'm afraid of getting distracted by chatting, so I try to avoid looking at the vendors and instead just focus on their merch. There sure is a lot of it, from adorable wooden coyote carvings to really out there art that my mom would shield my eyes from if she saw it. But none of it screams Tess. There are toy vendors and stuff, but Tess isn't into stuff like that. No kid is a regular kid, but she's definitely unique, and I want to make sure that we give her something that's unique. Thankfully, I don't have to zoom up and down the aisles for very long. I spot something that doesn't just catch my eye. It's basically yelling at me to stop. It's nailed to the tippy top of the booth. I weren't looking, may have not even noticed it, but all I need to do is take one look at it to know that it's made for test. Jesus Saves. A Kansas license plate with sunflowers. I must have it. Bearing of course, I swing over to the booth.
How much for the license plate?
I don't mean to, but my hands slam on the table. An itty-bitty timer on it falls over.
Ah, so I guess this thing really is a hot commodity.
So you have a lot in stock then. Thank goodness.
What a relief. This will make Tess positivity positive.
Afraid not, Bubbles. Read the sign.
I look up at the plate again. The license number spells out J.C. Saves.
From God?
You're my second customer of the day, not the second coming. The other signs. Plural.
This time, I look at the wooden sign. Or signs.
Silent auction.
Yes, Mariah. From audio. Not silent auction. Silent auction.
Oh, I know those! My school did them for fundraisers.
Puts a finger to his lips. Smiles. Even under his thick, round sunglasses, I can tell it's a real smile. I whisper.
I know those.
This'll make it easy then.
He unfolds a sheet of paper and smooths it out on the table. I stare down. Look at the first row.
Someone's already bid on it?
Just a few minutes ago. Don't mean you can't, though.
Wow, talk about good timing. It must be fate.
I'll do it.
$1 isn't a lot. I can outbid that, no sweat.
But, how will we tell who's who? There's no name on it, just their bid.
Don't you worry your pretty little ponytail, or whatever it is. They used a black pin, so you'll just use a purple one.
He slides a purple ballpoint out of his sleeve like some kind of crazy magic trick and tosses it over. Whoa, Mr. Vendor is really slick.
I get it. An extra silent auction.
That's right.
I put the tip of the pen to the paper and write down my bid. 3 United States dollaroos.
Sorry, whoever you are, but there's a sad little girl who needs this a lot more than you.
Hey, all is fair in love and bidding wars. Battle ain't over yet, though.
He sets the timer right side up.
There's a little under an hour left in the auction. When this thing rings, it's all over.
I read the timer and give him a quick nod.
Okie dokie. I'll make sure to check in before that. See you soon.
I try not to smile too much as I walk away. Tess is going to love this. Can't get too excited just yet though. It's still an auction after all. You never know what could happen in 50 minutes.
Hey, freak! What the hell is this?
Mariah glared at the second row on the paper.
Shh!
Mariah slapped his finger away from his hushed lips.
Give it a rest! I asked you a question!
Don't know what to tell ya. Answer's right there on the page.
Yeah, but there can actually be other weirdos on this rock who collect these things. They're scrap!
One man's trash.
It's another's pain in the ass. God, what a pain in the ass.
It's just $3. Not hard to beat, right?
Do I look like I fell off the money tree to you, pal?
She brought herself to look at the new bid again. It was written in purple. What a stupid color. Ugly color. That was worst color Mariah decided. The handwriting, too. She wanted to spit on it. It was so nice, so pretty, and neat, and disgusting. Blech. The kind of handwriting you'd only see from a teacher's pen. A real slouch. But the thing about the slouches of the world, they can't stand straight. They're closer to the ground, easier to knock down. Someone with handwriting this compact, who trolls their threes in the middle, they must be meek. It's overcompensation, something Mariah was quite familiar with. Wouldn't be too hard to intimidate them. To get them to back down here and now. She took the black pen and began smashing it into the paper. 40 minutes remained.
Oh, jeez. This is, a little intense.
I can only wince. Every row from the 3rd to the 5th has been overtaken by vining, scratchy lettering, all for just one number. $10. The bidding price has jumped from 3 to 10. Escalation.
Seems you developed a bit of a rivalry, huh?
I didn't mean to.
It's true. I didn't.
I have a feeling this person would have been angry at anyone's bid.
I try not to be a judgmental person. Everyone has their own lives and issues to go alongside. Them. But I know exactly the kind of person who would try to scare someone else when something else doesn't go their way. A bully. There's a lot of ways to deal with bullies. Not all of them are helpful. Some of them even make matters worse. So the best thing to do is stand my ground, to let them know that no matter what, they won't have any control over me. 35 minutes left.
Bastard! Oh, they're mocking me!
Seems like they're just playing by the rules of the auction to me.
You must be as blind as you are sleazy!
She snatched the paper off the table and shoved it in his face.
What's that look like to you?
The written form of $11.
Ugh, that's part of it, but look closer. That is a smiley face! A smiley face! Can you believe that crap? Whoever did this didn't just bid one more dollar to flex. They wanted to teach me a lesson.
So what are you gonna do?
Mariah thought about it. This was a direct attack on her pride. Purposeful, too. If she had to fight for what little remained of her dignity and her sister, so be it. She would go for the juggernaut.
What I always do. Win.
20 minutes remained.
Excuse me, is it okay if I ask you something?
Mr. Vendor takes a deep breath on his vape. The steam streams out of his mouth like a fart. I've never actually seen someone do it in real life before, but it kind of smells like rotten bubblegum. I don't think I like it.
Ask away, Bubbles!
What's this crossed out word right here?
I pick up the paper and point at it. Altogether it says, "Fuck you." Both words have been scribbled over.
Ah. Well, it's a message from the other bidder. Bit too profane if you catch my drift, so I scratched it.
Profane?
Wait. I gasped so loud that Mr. Vendor jumps.
They didn't! That's so mean! Mean!
I've only used that word a few times in my whole life, and I'd never use it like that.
All I want to do is make my friend happy. She's been so sad lately, but when you're little like that, no one ever really cares if you are. But this person is just being a giant jerk about it, Mr. Vendor.
Now that I cannot deny. But they did raise the bet.
By 1 cent? Is that even allowed?
Only if it makes things interesting. And it seems like that.
It's not, though. It's just stressful.
We're not even betting that much money. So why is this person taking it so seriously? Unless they don't have a lot of money. Light bulb, math. I mean, they did start the bet at $1. That's not a lot. If they were a collector, they'd probably bet a way higher price to make sure no one else took it. It's like they're almost scared to go over $20. If Amber were here, she'd probably try to end this by throwing down a $100 bill. It would be extreme, but we have the money for it. But if I did it, she would probably just tell me that it was irresponsible. So easy for her to nitpick me, but not herself. Actually, you know what? This isn't about Amber. It's about Tess. I grabbed the pulpit pen, smoothed out the creases in the paper.
Gonna keep going?
Until the end.
I finished writing my new bid, and I look at the timer. You're a big girl, Marina. You can handle this. You can get Tess a present. You can show Amber you're more than capable.
I'll be right back, Mr. Vendor. Just gonna take one last stroll around.
If I make sure not to go very far, I can catch this boy in the act. There's only 10 minutes left. Mariah could no longer contain the seething, swirling rage within her. She felt from the soles of her feet to the tips of her split ends.
Oh. So they want to die.
Sister, if you're gonna commit murder, could you possibly do it in front of one of the other booths? Thank you.
She ignored him. Possibly didn't even hear him. Instead, she just muttered to herself.
$19. That's all their life was worth, huh?
The bet was too precise. Her opponent, this villain, this terror, this scourge, this dick. They had to have known she only had 20 on her. This new bet was a geometrically calculated kick to the nuts.
Listen, I don't want to throw off the vibe, but if there's gonna be trouble, then I'll need to ask you to leave.
I'm not going anywhere! Not until I win this thing or bust up their face.
This is so good. 5 minutes remained.
I'm so mad.
I stomp around the corner, headed straight to the back, to the silent auction booth. Maybe it's not the truest thing in the world, but I like to believe that every stranger is good at heart. But this person, I'm not so sure. They made someone else's bad day even worse.
I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind.
I'll make this quick.
Mariah stood in front of the booth, cracking her knuckles. Can't crack my knuckles. She would have gotten upset over this any day of the week. But the fact that this was supposed to be for Tess made it extra personal. Even if the other person had no way of knowing, well, they would know after this. She would make sure of it.
Oh, I'm gonna kick their ass!
I marched like a soldier.
And after that's taken care of,
Mariah waited impatiently.
And once that's over with,
Back to Marina.
I'm gonna win!
Back to
I'm gonna
Mariah.
win!
Like an anime. Marina spots the booth, and there, like a split second, then there's like a split second where I feel like a muscled up superhero or a pro wrestler. Then I see it. A cherry pepper red bandana, attached to long blonde hair, and a jumpsuit. Oh my gosh, that's Mariah!
Mariah! It's been forever!
The happy tears start roaring, and I just start strolling. I directly to her. It's not every day that you see a friend that you don't see every day. It's like, I was never even angry to begin with. She must be happy too. Because the second she sees me, her expression changes from sour to, well, she's sort of hard to read, but that can't be anything but happy. There's a teeny pause after I went up to her. She just kind of looks at it. But I'm so excited I can't do anything but jog in place.
Eh.
Eh? Oof. She must have been drinking. I can smell it all over her breath. She absolutely needs this hug. I dive in and give her a big, long hug. Her clothes are stiff and a little smelly, so I try not to breathe. But I hope it does her some good. She's always arguing with Joe. And I know when I argue with Amber, all I really want is a hug. She doesn't hug me back. Not that I really expected her to. Just kind of stands there like a tree.
Hey, other one?
It's Marina.
Yeah, whatever you just said.
Same old Mariah. I have no idea why her and Amber don't get it on. They're so similar. I break away from her, then just stare at her and smile. She winkles her nose.
I'd ask what you're doing here, but I guess it's not really that surprising, huh?
The only thing that's surprising is that you and your worst half are crazy enough to drive all the way out here because of the brat.
Oh no, anything for Tess. You guys could be in Timbuktu, and if it meant we could meet up, we'd make our motorhome float.
Gross, but thanks, I guess. The kid'll appreciate it. Things have kinda been on the rocks lately.
She looks up at the JC Saves license plate, like she might be able to pray it into her hands. When she's not paying attention, Mr. Vender's jaw pretty much drops to the table. Points back and forth, back and forth. Why? Why is he... Oh crap. Crappity crap crap crap. Why is the other Biddle? Oh god, this makes way too much sense now. The scary numbers, the escalation, the harsh words.
Got a problem?
What? No, of course not. Stop being so silly, Mariah.
Well, I got a problem.
Oh no. Does she know that I was the other Biddle? If she finds out, she would totally kill me. She would use my bones as toothpicks. My scrunchie for frost.
Really?
All I could do is smile. Maybe if she won't... Maybe if I smile, she won't catch on. Maybe Mariah's sharp. Like a rusty nail. She would absolutely see right through me. Just like when we played poker.
Sure do.
Not even sure those were words. They came out like a growl.
And it's with the no good,
Oh, here it comes.
lousy,
Please don't eat me, Mariah.
yellow-bellied,
Oh shit. I hope Amber finds my roommates one day.
slouch who's trying to outbid me for that crusty old license plate I'm nabbing for my sister.
She thrusts her arm out and points a single claw at the license plate. Her cheeks puff out in frustration. And for the first time, why does it seem so scary? Does she really not know it was me? Amber always said that Mariah was as dumb as the sludge she was born for. But I don't think that's true. Maybe she's just not that perceptive is all. Well, let's not look a gift horse in the mouth, shall we?
It's a good gift for her.
We both turn and look up at it again.
Do you
Jesus
think it'll make her
saves
happy?
Kansas, the sunflower state. Sure, it's her birthday. And sure, she would deserve a gift regardless, but I think it's more important than usual that she gets something that makes her happy. That's the whole reason I've been so intense about getting her something.
Nope.
Huh? Then why are you...
Because there's a difference between being happy and getting someone to smile, you ditz. Ah, crap, I said the quiet part out loud again.
The quiet part doesn't even bother me. Every single one of my brothers and sisters have called me something worse. Even a 5-year-old.
So, are you going for the smile then?
Hey, look at you with the brain cells and junk.
She sighs, and hides it with her lawn, and sighs again. Aw, she really is like Amber. She has trouble expressing herself and everything. Though, it's cuter when you don't have to date the person.
But yeah, I am. I don't got what it... But yeah, I am. I don't got what it takes to make her happy, and if I'm being real, I don't think anyone does. The kid's destined to be miserable, just like the rest of us.
Oh, I don't think that's true at all. Everyone has the chance to be happy. Sometimes it just takes some work. Maybe some support from people you know love you?
I nudge her with my elbow, a little hint from one big sister to another. Wink wink, nudge nudge. Her face scrunches up like she just smelled something funny. I snap my elbow back into place.
You really believe that crap?
Sure.
I guess that makes you special then, huh? You've got a perfect little life and you're always happy.
Well, no. Not always.
Something inside me tenses up.
Is it even most of the time?
It's the kind of feeling I get late at night when Amber's asleep. I just turn over to look at her. My emotions always get all jumbled up during those times.
Not lately.
I want to look at her and be in love, but recently I've only been able to think about how she might be better off without me. How she might be happier and less annoyed.
That's what I thought. Eventually, everyone's like that. Soon enough, it'll be Tessa's turn.
I really wish I didn't have to hear this. It's a terrible way to look at the world and just want to plug my ears until she's done with it. The worst thing that could happen is if I actually started to believe her.
But If I can stave that off a little longer, so she doesn't have to deal with it yet, then I guess I'll have done something kinda useful.
My heart dances and I feel my mood perk up with it. So she's not a Debbie Downer after all.
I don't think you actually believe that, Mariah.
Huh? How about you get a little closer and tell me what it is I believe?
Whoopsie daisy, time to course correct.
Well, it's just that even if you say all that stuff, you obviously care about her. I'm always worried about my brothers and sisters. About whether they're safe, staying out of trouble, and helping each other when they need it. When you share blood, it's just something that happens.
What is bullshit? Whole stupid notion of it. I know! Me and the squirt only share half of it. It doesn't matter if we share the same spit. It doesn't matter that she's my sister. All that matters is that she's Tess, and that's all the reason I need to want to help. So get out of my face with that family bond garbage, will ya?
Eesh, so intense. But I think I might get what she's saying, even if I don't agree with all of it. You can't see DNA, so whether you're family or not, it doesn't really factor into whether you actually like the person. Lucky for me, I like all my family. And Amber. And Tess. And I think I might even like Mariah, too.
1 minute left in the auction!
Mr. Vendor calls out from his booth, trying not to look at me while also trying to speak to me. You must have seen how scary Mariah was.
Heh, guess that other guy was too chicken shit to show their dumb face after all.
Mariah rushes over to the booth and grabs the black pen.
I would still like to tear them a new one, though. Oh, I'm gonna be dead broke because of their ass.
I think I'm gonna let Mariah have this one. It seems like it's more important for Tess to get it from her than from me. Me and Amber will just have to figure out something else to give her. While Mariah's scribbling on the paper, I take the chance to step away. It's time for me to get back to the booth. I'm pretty sure I'm about to reach my limit, but we'll see. How much more of it I can take. If only I could be a little braver and speak my mind to Amber, like Mariah. Her voice echoes out from behind me, breaking through the thick crowd.
Yeah! I win! In your dumb face, sucker! Come at the queen and you better not miss!
And that's a clip from Stream. And that's a great anime back and forth.